The real live elf that I am is earthly. It has earth, and it is more practical than what I let on here. Um, with the Pisces, let alone I do have Pisces, but there's Pisces going on, and it's Pisces forever, babes. With Neptune going over my ascendant, I have to channel the higher vibrational frequency of my artistry, which is just my life, and I'm looking at um, it's not to make money. What it is I have to get the money that I have coming to me some way. Now, if we do astrology, I already see. I already see the way. The thing is just because I do astrology doesn't mean that that I control or just can um, wave a magic wand and like be a tuning fork and hone in precisely what it is that I'm looking for, what I need to create a magical situation. Like say, like if I really did want to see, this is something that nobody wants to do, but ride motorcycles. See, I see people doing it all the time. I live up in a tourist town, and people ride up and down, but nobody's impaling themselves on a tree all the time. It's not happening all the time that people just die on a motorcycle. Some people, I know a lot of people who have ridden motorcycles all their life, and then they just kind of retire. They're like, well, I can't ride anymore. And maybe they have a spill, but they keep going. I'm just one of these kinds of people, superhero, that you'll see riding a fucking motorcycle. So what? I'm looking like I'm thinking, okay, so I'm gonna do this all alone. Sure, Shauna, it can happen if you really want to. See, I get the idea and I get it in my head. 1 year or 1 month, which yeah, it's just been seemed like only that long, but after a year, seems impossible at first, and then it's like, well, keep thinking about it, and it's like all of a sudden it opens up. It's like it's not impossible. That in fact is what you're making space for. And here's the opportunity. Somebody is saying, I like, whatever. Why would I say somebody? Well, it's not just me here. See, I have 5 planets in Libra, and I'm like, well, I like I like partnership. Believe it or not, I mean, my Facebook wouldn't show any of it. I've been doing hermetization. I've been very much isolated, and I still want my spiritual life. I don't. When I say partnership, I mean, I would like to think that my Aquarius moon can meld with somebody. I mean, it's not a disharmonious thing. What I'm saying is like I like my independence, and I like my freedom, so I can respect that with them. I'm not a child. I'm nearing 50, I can't. I don't live unrealistically like the next narcissist who will literally think that a person is not only a person, but they're a receptacle a receptacle or a fucking dispensary for something that's missing in their life, and or like say they're gonna be six, yeah, things to fill in, like they need emotional support, and then they need somebody to dance with, and then to listen to their shit, and then to cook them food, and then to have sex with, and then to just sit and watch a movie. It's like, well, maybe there's 3 people that could be involved or more. God, I should talk. See, I'm an extremely exclusive person. What I mean is, I didn't just say, "Oh, I don't involve anybody in my life." What I mean is, I'm kind of really very private. which is the main thing because it's kind of like it's been like this all my life that everybody knows about me, knows of me. I say you know of me, but do you hang by my side? Do you really know about me? I mean, whatever. And really, it's just like, oh God, boast or whatever. Uh, I have my See, it's been a long time for us Libras. The Libra generation has been suffering for the past 14 years. Right now, it's my my communications in my mind again with Pluto, and it's that Pluto and Capricorn. That's why. And unfortunately, if you were doing it right, you were just rendered fucking completely isolated and like, what about relationships? What about relationships? Everything's about to collapse. Didn't you notice that people are dying? A lot of people think, well, no, that's when you have a relationship, I guess, and it's like, no, when things are changing, a lot of times it's really hard in your relationships, and a lot of times it's like, okay, sometimes you just have to do things alone. That's the way it was with me with transformation and everything, and getting away from what might be just immature people. And still, it's like today, now what are you left with? Is it panning out that that you need to change it over the past 14 years? Something as Libra generation for me, it's like a number one, yeah. I'm kind of done being hermited here, and unfortunately, the Libra generation, mine, they're done having relationship. And it was like, well, okay, that's fine. I don't need to seek somebody my very generation where it was the Pluto in Libra and Uranus in Libra generation was born from like about 1970 to 76 or roughly around it. So it's just that window of time that I'm consider that's what I consider the Libra generation. Um, doesn't have to be that they come from that era, you know. I mean, I am Libra, any Libra. It's just well known, like John Lennon over there. Um, they have the odd age difference or the odd couple difference, you know, the race difference. It's always Libras have a weird. If it's clicking and working for them, it's because they found the oddest match. And what's weird about them, you know, because they are known to be relationship oriented and or marriage or just attracted. It really rules attracted to the opposite, your opposite sex. But it turns out that it's like it's opposite of everything. It just seems like, wow, what is it? Do you realize that maybe you don't really even get along? And that could be very possible, whatever culminated after this long that needs to get the hell out because it's festering in total fucking misery. And it's like it's not fair to get any of that toxicity on anybody, especially your kids. But there they are, and that's what's happening. And what can I say? Because I've been completely isolated and moving into hamana, hell of a journey of just purifying, like the Aries kind of way. And I'm not perfect. I'm just saying, boy, it's a little bit too much aloneness here, and noticing it's like, oh wow, you mean I don't even have to try to be isolated? People are actually, I don't have to try to sabotage myself because people are actually doing it. I don't have to lay down low and cut myself down low. People are actually ready to fucking just and let alone that, babes. I mean, it's like, oh really? Because you don't realize that there is stuff ready to fucking aim on your ass right now, and if you haven't noticed, shit burning around you. Wow. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, okay, so the only thing that I'm getting, gosh, 9 minutes of who knows what Neptune. The thing that I'm getting from Neptune is meditate. Meditate. Remember how to be that quiet to be able to hear the only possible way to go. And that's there's small scales and large scales of that kind of process. And the best way to explain it is like, well, sometimes you experience it when you're driving. Something will happen. It's like the only possible way that you can go. It's just like a video game. It's like you took that route. Otherwise, it would have been clobber and it would have been maim and it would. But you just went whoop, and you may have jumped the fucking side curb or something, but you made it and nobody got hurt. And you're looking back like, ah, man, that person drove right in front of you, you know, and something went on. I've been driving long enough and had some freak things happen like that where it's like, how does that mind know to just go whoop without missing a beat? I don't know if you have that, but I do. I have Mercury conjunct Uranus, and I could fly planes. In fact, I could probably dial in on how to fly a space ball if I was offered one and it was in my yard. I'd be like, set me in that puppy. All right, yay, hook my brains up, and I'll be out of here.